So, a year ago, LG brought out their LG G5, and in my opinion this was a pretty good phone, though it thrived itself on features that never proved to be particularly useful, such as its modular design and the removable battery. But LG are back this year at MWC, Mobile World Congress, with their new LG G6. Now this is a more conventional phone, but let's look at it in more detail. In terms of specs, the LG has a 5.7 inch Quad HD display that has a 18:9 aspect ratio instead of the conventional 16:9, which is quite interesting and a design that LG chose to take. Inside it has a Snapdragon 821 and 4GB of RAM, as well as a 3300 mAh battery, which is pretty decent. On the back, instead of the original two cameras with one wide angle 8MP and a normal 16MP, it now has two 13MP, which means that you don't have to compromise on image quality when you want to take photos in ultra wide. So the LG G6 is also IP68 waterproof, so it means you can submerge your phone in a metre of water for up to 30 minutes, or roughly, which is pretty good. On the LG G5, it had a plastic coated back, which I kind of like, but a lot of people didn't, and in my opinion it doesn't feel a bit cheap. But in the LG G6, this has Gorilla Glass 5 all the way around, so it is a lot more like the Samsung Galaxy S6 or the S7, and it's a much more premium feel. However, the problem with this is it is prone to fingerprints, a lot. Also, the bezels are really thick, unlike this, which in my opinion looks really nice, especially with those curved corners. So, one thing that is similar to the S7 is the fact that they both have a thickness of 7.9mm. Now, the only problem with comparing this phone with the Galaxy S7 is the fact that the S7 is Samsung's previous generation phone. So, the LG G5, in my opinion, was an experiment with things like modular design and removing the battery, and I would say it wasn't a huge success for them. So because of this, they may have been delayed about a year, but this isn't too much of a problem as the specs are mostly flagship quality. Now, another thing I really like in phones is a good camera and good videoing quality. Though the LG G6, as far as we know, only has 30 FPS video recording and possibly 60 FPS at 720p. Now, in comparison to maybe, for example, the new Sony phone, which has 900 FPS, this is a little disappointing for LG's front, as I would really like to get some cool slow motion shots. So, obviously, the LG G5 was a pretty good phone, so some of the features they are going to keep the same. And these include the fingerprint sensor at the back, which was really good as it was very responsive and snappy and just picked up my finger every single time instantly. So this is one thing they've kept. Though obviously, as I said before, the modular design is not something they kept, as this was a bit of a flop and didn't really work out for them. USB-C is also something they kept on there, as USB-C in a few years, or maybe this year, pretty much everything we use, as it's fast and, in my opinion, the perfect connector. So you may be wondering, how much is this phone going to cost? And it's quite a lot. It will cost £700 at retail, which is in a way the same or possibly more than things like the Pixel and the Galaxy S6 or S7. Now, the LG G6 looks like a decent phone, though it seems to be a bit of a replacement of what the LG G5 should have been. Now, because of this, I'm not going to get this phone. I'm going to stick with my G5, as it isn't that much better. And considering it's only meeting the specs of previous generations of Samsung phones, you'll probably be better off getting one like that. Thanks for watching this video, I hope you enjoyed, and please subscribe for more videos from Riverside Tech. Stay tuned, goodbye.